Hello, and welcome back, everybody. Hope you all had a great weekend, and I hope you all have a great week ahead. We're going to go ahead and go into Bleach right now. So let's jump into this, shall we? All right, now we see where Ichigo is back in Karakura Town, and he's back in front of the Kurosaki Clinic, and he's saying, "I'm back home." And what we have here, this is Bleach 528. All right, give me one moment here. Okay, I'm not in my Soul Reaper's body. And what Ichigo's noticed, yes, he's in his human body. He says, "I'm pretty sure I left my body at Urahara's Shoten before I left for Waco Mundo." You hear Urahara? He's asking around. And he thinks that no, Urahara's still in Waco Mundo. Then who brought my body here? And right now we see Sheen in front of him. He says, "Yo, Ichigo, it's been a while." And Sheen says, "That punk ran away." Oh man, so we have a little comedy here. And this one is titled Everything But the Rain. Okay. And we see somebody asking Ichigo, "What the hell's the matter with you?" Okay, so we go back. It says you show up out of nowhere, drenched and looking like you're about to die. What are you, a schoolgirl after a fight with her parents? Oh boy. Might have been good Urahara wasn't here in the world of the living. Chad and Inouye for that matter. How could I look them straight in the face after being kicked out without getting my Zanpakuto fixed? Especially Dad. How the hell am I supposed to face him? So we see what Ichigo's depressed about and what he's sad about. You know, he got, being kicked out by Uetsu and he didn't get his Zanpakuto fixed. He's feeling like a failure. That's understandable for him, you know. He's just not really understanding everything now with all of the information that he was just given in the past few days. Okay, so we see, "Thanks, Missy Kumi." He said, "That was hot." "Damn, that's hot." She said, "Of course, I just steamed it. Eat it. It'll warm you up." Okay. See, some kind of food. Looks like some kind of bread or something that she just warmed up. And she dried his clothes and he took a shower and, and everything. So he's getting ready and I mean, looking at them, you can tell she really does, Ikumi really does care for Ichigo. And if you all remember Ikumi from the Fullbring arc, that's his boss who he has the job for. And I mean, she's very understanding. He's been gone for like a couple of weeks, without working, and comes back, and from what I believe that Ikumi is some Ichigo means something to her. And that she knows more than he does. From looking at her, and I've always thought that from the Fullbring arc, and looking at her right here in this chapter, you can tell how much she does care for Ichigo. All right, and we hear the door open, and someone comes in, and and she's like, she's looking around, saying no one's here. Ding dong dash all the way upstairs. So she's not seeing anybody, but to be honest with you, I believe that she did see Ishin standing right there. And I'm not sure, but I believe that maybe she is a Quincy. Now that's just my thoughts on it. At first, when I was going back to the Fullbring art, I thought that she was some kind of Shinigami from, but looking at her, she looks to be like a Quincy to me. And that maybe that was maybe she's Masaki's sister. So she may be Ichigo's auntie. And obviously Sheen would know, but he's not gonna say anything. He'll just let everything, develop at its own, at its own time and at its own pace. Okay. Okay, so Ichigo is leaving, and she's saying, wait, you forgot you forgot this. And she says, it can wait until tomorrow. The fact that she can see his soul badge, you know, um, it's definitely, she's definitely keeping something in her, the way he zoomed in on her eyes. If you look at the page where she says that it can wait till tomorrow, look at the panel below her and Ichigo, and look at her eyes. Her eyes are telling a story. So I believe that Ichigo is definitely of some importance to her, and that she is family of some sort. I believe that that's his auntie. Only time is going to tell that. Okay, so we get down to the nitty gritty with Ishin, saying how Urahara told him about everything, about your Zanpakuto breaking, about Zero Squad coming down. He said, I don't blame them. There's no way you can fix a broken Bankai right now, especially somebody who knows nothing about himself. And Ichigo grabs him, and Ishin is saying, you once said to me that I should wait to tell you until the time was right. Remember? Now's that time. Listen to me carefully. You're not a soul reaper, but you are no ordinary human either. Ichigo, your mother was. If we go to the next page, and we see you okay. We see it's raining outside. And are you alright? A woman is asking. He's saying, yeah. Thanks, you saved my butt. Look at me, a captain being helped out by a girl. And she's saying, I hear you, don't move. He says, sure. But man, to take that thing out by yourself, who the hell are you? I'm Masaki Kurosaki, a Quincy. And right there we have the end of the chapter right there. So this provided information as well. What we did learn is that Masaki Kurosaki, that's where Ichigo gets his last name from, which obviously leads to the question of what is Ishin's last name. Now obviously there's going to be a lot of speculation that his last name is Shiba, which would tie in to the comment that, about Uncle would be sad, but we had to let him go. So if Ishin is a Shiba and part of the Shiba clan, and by the way, we do see here, there's no way to really tell what kind of what squad Ishin was in. There's no definite way to see the kind of markings or anything like that. So, but we do see his captain's robe. So, and also we don't know in what time frame this is in within the Soul Society that we've seen so far. We don't know whether this is when they had the divisions, or was this back around the time when he went back 100 years to turn back the pendulum with Shinji and the others. But with that, I know a lot of people were saying that perhaps he was the captain of the 10th division. If we go back to back when Shinji was trying to recruit Ichigo into becoming a advisor, and when Ishin had his powers back, and when he killed Grand Fisher, we have to remember that Ishin says that Shinji said he did not know whose spiritual pressure that was. Now, either he was lying, of course, obviously, for reasons he would have to lie and not know, or he was telling the truth. So if Shinji does not know, if he did not recognize Ishin's spiritual pressure, you know, Ishin is either after their time as captains, or he is before their time as captains. So that's going to be very interesting to see. And also, the speculation about whether he was a member of Squad Zero, and perhaps that's who Hikifune replaced. So it's so much, obviously we're gonna go into the backstory here and see exactly, where at and what time period did this take place in the Soul Society, and and how you can see the beginnings of a love story with Ishin and Masaki, and which you would have to assume would be a forbidden love, because obviously he's a Shinigami and then she's a Quincy, and they fought wars, and they went about doing things two different ways. Whereas which, instead of cleansing the soul, the Quincy's destroyed it. As far, as what's been told to us so far. So that is yeah, that's very interesting. And like I said, you see the conflict that Ichigo was dealing with, you know, um, sad, he felt like he let everyone down. It's like, I don't have my Zanpakuto toe fixed. What am I gonna do? How can I look anybody in the face? And, from what I just read, Ishin, he knew it was going to happen. It's like, how can you get your Zanpakuto toe fixed when you don't even know who you are? And so, what he's telling, you're not a soul reaper, but you're not a mere human either. Your mother was a Quincy. So we have Ichigo is a Quincy. Um, Obviously, yeah, he is a Quincy, and his Quincy powers are awakened now, as we saw with the blue vein that he did use in defense of Juha's attack. So this, Bleach this looks to be a very interesting flashbacks coming up in the chapters to come. You know, and we look to get a sense of, not only Ishin's abilities as well as Masaki's abilities, but also look to see if there's going to be Ryukin. Is he in the storyline? What role does Ryukin play? I'm assuming that this is going to tie everyone all together. And maybe while we're doing this flashback, maybe at this exact moment, Ryukin is telling Ishida, the true story as well as his history. Is why, why he doesn't feel the need to, to be a Quincy, to take pride in being a Quincy. That's his whole thing. So Ishida doesn't understand why his father, is not taking up the mantle, and carrying forth that Quincy flame. So yeah, this is going to be very exciting and very interesting. A very enjoyable chapter, and I did like the information here. And like I said, I do believe that I believe that she is related to Ichigo. I believe that that is his auntie because I know that she can see. I'm pretty sure that she did see Ishin, but it's feigning ignorance there, like she couldn't see him. Both, as well as both of them would have something there. So, and it would not surprise me if she was a Quincy, being that she was maybe perhaps Masaki's sister. Um, Maybe I'm just completely off on that theory or thoughts right now, but I'm pretty sure just from her facial expressions and how she interacts with Ichigo, she really does love Ichigo. So Ichigo holds an importance to her. Exactly what that is. We should find out in the chapters to come, perhaps maybe in a flashback. So, well, anyway, that's those have been my thoughts on everything. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter. This little review, like I said, this was my little review, the weekly Shonen Jump edition. The chapters did just come out today, so I just got it today on Weekly Shonen Jump. And hey, that's my little thing. Hope you all have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care, everybody. The Tiger King is out.